elements of offences charged. Full stop. Full stop. But if it has not proved it, where has it proved? You can't say the witnesses you brought. We had him, he was giving. Which one? Which order? Which of them were on the ground with Simon? Who? Inside who? How many Finnish nationals were recruited to go and fight in this army? Who is the complainant here? Who is the complainant? Is it the Finnish government complaining on behalf of Nigeria? Or Simon violated the Finnish by recruiting Finnish nationals to go and fight in Nigeria? Anybody of them who died? Where? It's Nigeria, which would have. And then if Nigeria requested for the arrest of Simon Epa, they should have also provided the evidence and come here to say we are the one who requested because our territory had A, B, C, D, and Simon was delivering this and that and that. Whoa! Number 4, was Simon Epa given due process, fundamental rights, which are central to this case?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let your heart not be troubled. Let your mind not cut off. I will give you the full video of David Matsanga telling you that in the coming days, the president of Finland, Alexander Stubb, will apologize to Simon Ekpa and the whole of the Biafrans. As a matter of fact, the apologies have started already. Now the issue the Finland government is going to have with Ekpa is how are they going to stand the shame on the international community based on following Nigeria trajectory to prosecute somebody without evidence, because that is Nigerian system of sending somebody to prison, arresting somebody, accusing that person of terrorism, treasonable felony, whatever. When you ask them for evidence, they will then first of all catch that person before they start to look for evidence. That is so bad. Country that is working well finish their investigations and make sure that they have a concrete evidence at hand in a weighty case, in a case as big and as controversial as terrorism. But I will continue from there. Let me just use this opportunity to make this special announcement. And I don't start again, right? The whole video I published yesterday, which we talked about very, very important issues. But I know share them. The video could not go viral because I didn't give it a controversial headline. But I don't start again. When I start controversial headline now, I go say, hey, Okute, why your headline is different from your message? But when you see messages, of course you know that I'm always on point. You choose what to watch. Maybe because the headline did not attract you. I beg, you people should not make me to go back to controversial headlines. I don't want it. I beg. Share any of my videos. All the very, very important part. But let me allow you to watch this clip from beginning to the end. My brother, there's a lot. I repeat, there is a lot to learn. When we come back, then we discuss more. As you are watching, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media handles. It shall be well with all of us. Today is 23rd day in the month of August in the year of 2026. And today, na Sunday. This new week, it shall be well with all of us. If you don't mind, regade.
We don't have so much, but very important to acknowledge a very formidable force in this particular fight for the freedom of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and for the freedom of the Biafran people. The man you have there, Dr. David Matsanga, have done so much in standing for our Prime Minister. And for the first time today, I want us to acknowledge and appreciate him for his good job for our Prime Minister, as an independent, observer and independent advocate for our Prime Minister. And this is a spoken, closing remark to the world, and he titled it, let me read what he titled it before I will play it right there. He titled it, "My instructions for my closing statement to the world against Finland in support of defense as public voluntary defender for the voiceless like Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, Biafra Republic government in exile." So we're going to listen to him, and after we listen to him, it's just 23 minutes, and then I will bring us the written version of it, and then maybe we'll go through it also, and then I'll call it a night. I was supposed to have my brother who was in the courtroom yesterday. If we still have him by the time I'm through, he will give us at least 5 minutes of his encounter in the courtroom. Otherwise, he will do it whenever he's available. Tonight, this is very, very important. Dr. David Matsanga is giving his closing on this particular case and is sending a message to the world. He is a voice in Africa. Dr. Matsanga is a very powerful voice in Africa. Nobody can contest that. Known for his work and effort for the African oppressed people. And we are going to actually listen to him right now as he will speak in his own way and his own word. His words are not light. His words are heavy. And the world will take him seriously because he's a person of worth, person of importance. And we know how our Prime Minister, Massa Monepa, regards him very, very much. So let's listen to him. And then Biafrans, share this program, share. This delivery came like 4 hours ago, and I am presenting it from this channel on behalf of Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Thank you very much. And let's listen to our beloved brother and friend of Biafra and friend of our Prime Minister, Dr. David Matsanga.
Thank you very much, the world. As a defender of the voiceless, an expert on international law, a voluntary defender, I want to take this opportunity to make the following closing remarks and the final closing statement and instructions if they can be followed. I speak not for power, but for the voiceless. I'm making it clear that I'm speaking in a voluntary capacity, in public interest capacity, for the case before us of Simon Epa versus Finland, or Finland versus Simon Epa. Because of the circumstances, I'm far away in another town, but in the same country. But I will make my case clear so that whoever picks this clip, especially I've sent to the defense, to see how I could have ended this case. Now that I've listened to all the witnesses, I've listened to cross-examinations, the bankruptcy of the whole matter. I'm a voluntary public defense expert who has devoted my work for defending the rights and dignity of the voiceless people across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow human beings, I'm approaching this case. My responsibility is not to replace the court. My defense, or defense lawyers, or judicial process that is taking place in Finland. Mine is to expose the loopholes of international insanity and the lies by Nigerian government plus the Finnish government who took the intelligence, the fake intelligence of the Nigerian system.
All right, so guys, before we go into the video, let me use a minute or two to tell you about tag market. Watch this video.
It is not to insist that justice must be measured by evidence. It is to insist that justice must be measured by evidence, law, due process, and fairness. The final closing statement of mine, therefore, must rise above personalities, cheap politics of what the case is involved in, and the cheap emotions. The defense case is a serious legal and human rights abuse against Simon Epa. Against Simon Epa's freedom of speech on self-determination of 100 million people, Biafrans, in the southeast and in Nigerian captured state of Nigeria. My argument, therefore, must be grounded, and it's going to be grounded, if I were submitting this case, in the evidence before the court, and not evidence from Nigeria. I repeat, if I were the one in front of the judge, but I'm technical, I would submit it this way. I want to put this so that in case after 26th, remember me. Go back to my record and remember me. The lessons from the past trials. Ladies and gentlemen, as a scholar of international law, I wish to remain above petty differences and show the world why I have been following this case of Simon Ekpa. The Simon Ekpa trial provides an important historical lesson to the African people and the European people. To me, it is between me and Finland in Europe for failing to adhere to international European conventions. That's my case, first, and I will come to that later. The people of Biafra must not abandon their imprisoned leaders. I'm very disappointed, and I want to tell you, Biafrans, I'm disappointed with you as a volunteer handling this case voluntarily. I would thank the people who have contributed towards this at a later stage, because now we're in the battlefield. I will keep on pushing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very disturbing, therefore, that as a volunteer, I see lack of unity amongst you, amongst some of you, Biafrans. This has disgusted me as a man who has stayed here for 3 good weeks. I'm disgusted and I'm disappointed, but this is not for today. I believe that a coordinated structure should have surrounded all activities, international lawyers, political leadership, family support, international advocacy, documentation, and disciplined communication, which are a key to the victory of this case. I believe the courtroom alone was one front. The international community is another one. And this is the one I want them to listen to me and understand that in Africa, there are some people, gentlemen, who can stand by their threats and by what they are doing against African and the people who demand for their freedom. I believe the courtroom was one front. The international community is another front. I have done my best here. And on this front, I have done everything possible to expose, to give, to feed the legal team with what I believe is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, we must learn from that discipline. The prosecution case is weak. That one I want to tell you. There's no case here. It's weak. They have hidden on something called classified. But I'm going to show you. Simon, don't worry. If you pick this clip, I don't care whether whatever happens to you. What happens to you is I want you to be free. But when you keep this clip one day, you'll see how I've tackled this method. That strategy in me, very deadly. That we must learn to have discipline. The prosecution's case is zero. Even the documents that they say classified is zero, it's useless. I will tackle this case in closing remarks if I were in the court. 5 principles must guide my closing remarks. Evidence before allegations. This case is it's one evidence before allegations. And you see, we have made, there's no evidence before the allegations were made. I hope the lawyer will see that. There's no evidence. The prosecution has not proved its case with credible and reliable evidence. Allegations, political assertions, intelligence theories, or unsupported testimony cannot substitute proof. Stick there, Tommy, stick there. 2, examine every link in the evidence. Let's examine every link in the evidence. As the defense, we have exposed contradictions, inconsistencies, evidential gaps, unreliable testimony of fake witnesses, and above all, failure to establish a direct connection between the accused Simon Ekpa and the specified criminal conduct alleged. That's it. It's a case for us. Go to heaven and ask Angel Gabriel. That's it. There is nothing linking. Things don't work out. I don't know how you call it in Igbo. Things don't work out. I wanted to do this one so that people can, I don't want to write only and you read. I want you to listen from me, from the bottom of my heart. I have followed these 2 cases of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria versus Simon Ekpa. And it's not Finland, it's Nigeria versus Simon Ekpa, who they wanted to kidnap him. Yeah, until I came to a court where I'm going. You see, I told you people, those who think that I don't see, I am a grave, I'm taller, I see so far. This case, whether you do whatever it is, we must clear Mr. Simon, take him away, him home. He has to clear his name somewhere. I'm seeing. Number 3, I ask that the court be protected from political pressure of Finland government. Because at the moment, the Finland government is at trial. It is in a panic state. They have been caught in catch-22. The trouser is between the ankle and the feet and the hip. They don't know what to do. Why did they enter into this? The only thing to do is quit. Quit. Just close it. You don't have anything to hold on. You can't go for a fishing expedition. You can't bring people who have never seen Simon Ekpa. Where did they see him? Where? Where? Any of them in the court? You people have been told closed, classified, fuck! Classified what? What is classified there? If people are doing it, their money problems in Nigeria, you connect it to me because I belong to Nigeria. Eh? When money is not on my account, where's the money? I would ask, where's that money? It's not on my account. Go and look for the place where the money is. So if that's why you see Nigeria has run away and it wants to hide somewhere, but I will smoke it out. I know what you want to do. So this is not a referendum of political movement in Finland that you bring somebody. We are doing politics here. No. The question is whether the prosecution has proved the specific.
This dear TikTok. Until I start the ad bluffing for this TikTok app, now I'll start to give my videos like. Until I start to do funny things, now I will start to give me engagement for this app. What is happening?
I wonder.
Every time I go post videos, so far create content, I'll come to see 209 views, 8 likes, 0 comments, 0 shares. Una want man start the ad bluffing.
Oh my.
Una no like as I dey do normal video they post. Make I start the ad bluffing for the app. Which one be 209 views, 8 likes?
Elements of offenses charged. Full stop. Full stop. But if it has not proved it, where has it proved? You can't say the witnesses you brought. We had him. He was giving. Which one? Which order? Which of them were on the ground with Simon? Who? Inside who? How many Finnish nationals were recruited to go and fight in this army? Who is the complainant here? Who is the complainant? Is it the Finnish government complaining on behalf of Nigeria? Or Simon violated the Finnish by recruiting Finnish nationals to go and fight in Nigeria? Anybody of them who died? Where? It's Nigeria, which would have. And then if Nigeria requested for the arrest of Simon Ekpa, they should have also provided the evidence and come here to say we are the one who requested because our territory had A, B, C, D, and Simon was delivering this and that and that. Whoa! Number 4, was Simon Ekpa given due process, fundamental rights, which are central to this case? The proceedings, the answer is no. The proceedings in the lower court did not give him that latitude. Now the appeal court must give him that latitude. It must be assessed against the principles of fair and trial, legality, equality before the law, and the protection of fundamental rights of freedom of speech for self-determination. There is nowhere in Europe that you find that self-determination is criminalized. Ladies and gentlemen, number 5.
Please make sure you are sharing this program. You cannot just be watching without hitting the like button and sharing so that everyone will join us in it. This is very important as it's about to round up. Please share, hit the like button. Let's have a full house. David Matsanga made 2 very important points, which I will elaborate more on by the time it rounds up now. Thank you.
Equality before the law and the protection of fundamental rights of freedom of speech for self-determination. There is nowhere in Europe that you find that self-determination is criminalized. Ladies and gentlemen, number 5. Those who seek justice must come with clean hands. Finland has not brought discipline and dignity, but falsehood. They brought fake falsehood in the court. They brought people and called us classified information not to be touched, not to be seen by public. But the public needs to know, and I'm going to raise the law of red flags. Red flags somewhere. You don't know me. There's the law of red flag. When did Finland know that there was a war in southeastern Nigeria? When? 2023? This war has been there from 2016. Yes. Pictures can show way back in 2016. You can verify them from the points. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's be honest. Therefore, the evidence that Finland brought is hearsay. Oh, I had this on TV. Then you do the what? I had this. I did this. I had they killed this. They killed that. Were you there? Were you there when they were killing? You come to court wear a suit which does not fit you. When you get out, they remove the suit from you. And then you say, I had this, I have that. The evidence does not establish the required connection. That is the bottom line. My final word and instruction is this. And Mr. Simon, I have tried my best and I've done my best and I'll do my best and I still struggle by further than that. The evidence does not establish a required connection. That's all. You are not connected to this. It's hearsay. He was here, he was speaking. So he might be speaking to Mongolians. Mongolians have then been charged because of that. Or Filipino, Sindanano, rebels. He might have been speaking to Pakistan, Islamabad, Pakistan, in the rebel-held territories. So which one? You haven't brought any evidence that clarifies. And in my final word and instruction, I'm not closing with anger. I'm closing with the evidence. There are no political slogans here. I don't like people just coming from Nigerian side of the prosecution doing the political slogans. I don't do those stupidity slogans. We want to close with evidence. What does the European law say? I'm now coming to my favorite area. Bring it on. Bring it on. What does the European law say? I don't want to tell the judges, but the judges, if you pick this statement, be careful. What does it say? Before you make any appeal, any ruling, be careful. Yes, what does it say? Because I will catch you in the future if you rule this way. I ask the court to apply the law fairly. This court must ultimately determine one fundamental question. Has the prosecution actually proved the case against the accused to the standard required by the European law? That's where Matsanga comes in. That is the standard I expect from the Court of Appeal in Finland. Whether today, whether Monday, whether Tuesday, whether in the future, whether Wednesday. But please tell me, did you? The lesson here is simple. It's not simply my international solidarity that has stood behind the accused. I have exposed the fake Nigerian intelligence evidence that is on trial, not Simon Ekpa. It is Nigerian government and the former Attorney General Abubakar Malami and Ojukwu, the wife of the late Ojukwu, who fought for the same Biafra, who want to betray the cause of these people. As a voluntary public defense expert for the voiceless across the globe, that is the principle I bring to this work. Justice must never depend upon political power of the state. Justice must depend upon evidence and EU law. Full stop. If you have a problem, go and look for the right transformer somewhere and do the necessary. Because if you don't do this, there is a higher court that will make me very happy. And in a higher court, there is no use selecting one lawyer to go. I will go with mine because I will go as an interested party. Believe me or not, I am not yet done. I'm not yet done with Finland. Please, I thank President STUB to take this message. I'm not yet done. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I have behaved so well, and I have done my job, and there's no interference. Thank you. But down there, we are still struggling with you until you pay me. You pay you know, I'm not being paid. Mr. Tommy will be paid, but not me. Me, I'm just struggling to bring justice, to tell people that even us from Africa, we have a right to stay wherever we are. We should not be oppressed. We should not be subjected to unfair laws. Whatever happens here, I will move to clear the name of Simon Ekpa elsewhere. Thank you very much. God bless you. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is for me today. Saturate this clip, let it go high. That's my submission. I'm going to attach the submission itself in writing so that in case, I want some people in Biafra to start thinking also. Don't just look for power. Think, sit down and think like Matsanga is thinking. I want to save my brother. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Africa.
Okay, welcome back. The message has been said. We cross our arms, waiting for 25th of this month, which is on Tuesday. Let's see if we will still have another chorus, which is Finland, show me the law. Yes, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told Nigerian government, can you show me the law? I am not stopping you from convicting me, but please show me the law. They did not show him. And I hope it's not going to be the same in this Kamonekpa's case. But all the same, we are winning the fight, whether the devil like it or not. We don't care. The fact of the matter is that we must win this fight, and so shall it be. Well, there's no much time for which to waste because of the length of the video. I will allow us to stop it here because we are going to go in to arrange something more palatable to bring to us on this table. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of this news. Enjoy your Sunday. It shall be well with all of us. Ka Chineke mezie okwu.